Well, congratulations, Crusaders. Super Rugby 2018 is yours. I guess this one pretty much went according to the script. The bookies had it pretty much within a point. 37 points to 18, 4 tries to 2. It was Tamanivalu, Havili, Drummond, and Barrett for the Crusaders. It was Brink and Marks for the Lions. Good game. Wasn't the absolute blowout we kind of were told that it was going to be. It was ugly at times, but it was also like tense at times. The Crusaders were never under kind of direct threat of being overtaken. Every time the Lions would just get that step closer, the Crusaders would just pull that one step further away. It's kind of the story of the game. Not to say though that the Lions didn't have their chances to win this one. I mean, the Lions had pretty much the perfect start in that they had all the ball. At one point, it was like 99% territory to the Lions and 85% possession. They just had all the ball in the Crusaders' half. Crusaders just couldn't exit, but also the Lions just couldn't score. That Crusaders' defense was just phenomenal. They just held them out. Lions eventually, after about 12 minutes, walked away with 3 points, and virtually immediately, the Crusaders went down the other end and got 3 points of their own and followed that up with a try. So it was 10-3. That 3-point lead at the start of the game was the only lead the Lions would have throughout the whole match. From then on, it was just the Crusaders kind of pulling away. The Lions went to that driving maul that has been such a weapon for them all season, and the Crusaders pretty much had the number on it, had its number. They were just able to nullify it. The Lions tried it a few different ways, and it never really seemed to work. I think they did win one penalty from the rolling maul, but yeah, such a big weapon of theirs was able to be nullified. The scrums were ugly in this one. There were so many resets and penalties. Both sides got the other side penalised at different times. But yeah, neither side really able to use it as a definite weapon. One time the Lions actually tried to use it as an attacking weapon, ended up getting penalised themselves. So yeah, kind of not a goer for either side. Yankees had an interesting evening. There's a lot of pressure on this guy. He gets talked about a lot. Mwanga was solid as always for the Crusaders. Yankees, he just can't get away from some drama. Like, the Crusaders kick the ball long. The ball just stops short of the try line. Maybe it's touching the try line a little bit, and he forces it to try and get a 22 dropout. The ref says, no, you took that ball back, so it's a 5-meter scrum to the Crusaders. He slipped over twice during his conversions. Once he got it and once he missed it. Like, the guy just can't... He can't have like some kind of drama following him. It just always seems to be the way. But yeah, by halftime, it was the Crusaders 20 to the Lions 6. And this is what I'm talking about. It's like a comfortable buffer. The Lions are not dead and buried, but the Crusaders are looking pretty good. The stats kind of told the story of that first half, mostly in terms of two things. Lions had most of the possession and territory, 65% and 70% respectively, but unable to get that pay. Only 6 points from that whole first half for the Crusaders. 88% tackling. It was at 92 at one point. The Lions 70. It was down at like 62 at one point. So yeah, man, the Crusaders' defense is just so good. No matter how much ball you've got, if you can't break their line, it's going to make it a tough night. Then again, in saying that, the Lions came out firing kind of in the second half, and Brink, with a bit of individual power and brilliance, managed to score a try. That was kind of a game-on moment. But then the Crusaders, following a penalty attempt from Ruan Combrink, which just went wildly wide, the Crusaders went and scored. So it's that same old thing that when you're playing the Crusaders, if you make mistakes, you're going to be punished. The Lions had at that moment kind of a bit of momentum, went for a long distance, kind of out wide penalty, missed it. A couple minutes later, if even that, the Crusaders scored. So it's just that kind of thing, man. The maul defense, like I said, was amazing. They did concede a lot of penalties, the Crusaders. Perhaps Watts was the brain talking about the offside thing had put a little bit of a doubt into some of the refs' minds because, the refs and the ARs, because they did concede a couple of offside penalties. But yeah, the Lions, how many chances did they have, man? How many times were they 5 meters out from the Crusaders' line? Ryan Combrink had a couple of breaks of his own, got within about 5 meters. Yankees, I'm talking about the drama guy, I totally forgot. He put the ball down within a centimeter of the line, but it wasn't enough to score a try. It was one of those on-field decisions, no try, so there's not enough evidence to overturn. You got to feel like if the on-field decision is a try, it's probably a try because there's no clear evidence that it didn't touch the line. But yeah, man, that's the kind of stuff that Lions just couldn't get. They would knock it on, or their maul wouldn't get anywhere, or Yankees just didn't have long enough arms to score. Just that kind of thing, man. The Lions had enough chances to win the game, but the Crusaders' defense, I've said it so many times this season, is just next level. There was another moment, though, when Marks got his try and Crotty had a yellow card, and you thought, okay, maybe it's game on again. Barrett's try, it was like the 69th minute. Within 2 minutes of Marks getting his try, that scores his try, and that's what puts it out to 37-18. So, yeah, that was kind of the game over moment. Credit to the Lions, though, they did keep playing until like the 82nd minute. There was no way they could win the game. They kept trying to push for more points. I guess trying to do the jersey proud, do the fans proud. Weren't able to score anymore, but they kept fighting. But again, likewise, credit to the Crusaders. They just kept defending. They didn't just give up. Even though the game was won, no matter what happened, they still didn't want to kind of end the game on that note. I guess a few key guys. I mean, Combrink looked pretty good for the Lions in this one. I've been a bit critical of his defense at times this season. Yankees, as I said, man, the drama was there with that guy. Marks, the commentator said it as well, wasn't able to kind of have his normal imposing presence on the game. At the breakdown, he wasn't able to kind of get in there and dominate. And Quacker Smith, compared to last week, was pretty quiet. For the Crusaders, man, that defense, like Reed, Todd, just all the tackles they made, it was crazy. Yeah, it was all. I mean, Moonga, like he's just been solid all season. Their two nines, Hall and Drummond, solid all season. They got depth in so many areas. So, yeah, man. I mean, overall, you have to say, I mean, commiserations to the Lions fans. I know that's 3 years in a row that you've been losing finalists, but this year, the Crusaders, with their record and their performance levels, have just really been the best team. Yeah, I'm a Blues fan. Part of my heart dies when I say that, but they've just been such a good team. I mean, their record was way better than anyone else. They finished clearly top of the table. And especially in the second half of that season, they just looked a cut above. So, congratulations to the Crusaders, players, coaches, fans, you guys all. That team is just a bit of magic. Lions, as I said, man, commiserations. They put in a good effort. They didn't get the flogging. I know it's still like 19 points. But it was right up until that Scott Barrett try, there was still hope. But they weren't kind of dead and buried. So, as far as finals go, I mean, it's not like a nail-biting kind of 80th minute game, but it was a bit of tit for tat, and it was certainly an enjoyable watch for me. Super Rugby season's over. I guess Rugby Championship is a couple of weeks away, so we look forward to that. But Crusaders, another one. I think that's the 9th title for them. Getting a bit greedy, but man, the quality is there, so the results are there as well. You guys let me know your thoughts on the game, and I'll talk to you again with some more season kind of wrap-ups, and I'll look at doing my my dream team for the entire Super Rugby season in the coming days. All right, guys, enjoy your night or your day, and I will talk to you again soon. See you later.